Hey there everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi. I hope everyone's having a great day, weekday, weekend, um, evening, morning, whatever you've got going on. Today we are here with a WIP Chat. It's been a while since I've sat down and done an official WIP Chat, and if you can see, we've got a little bit of a different lighting situation set up here, which we will definitely get to. But first I want to talk a little bit about the kit, what we have going on, all the stats and the bits and the bobs, all that good stuff. So this is Seniorita by Clive and Jaded Gem Shop, and this is an 80 by 110 centimeter square drill canvas, very big canvas. And we've got 55 colors here, no special drills or enhancements, and I don't plan on adding any. I just kind of want to see what this looks like just straight up from Jaded Gem Shop. Here's a little image. Let me see if that looks good in the camera. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. A little bit of a full image there, very cool. And yeah, so we're just gonna do a WIP Chat. I hope everyone's doing well. Make sure to leave in the comments how your week's going thus far. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about what I'm using as far as tools, and then we'll jump right into it. Not sure how long this WIP Chat will go. But my tray here is from Mooney Made. This is a specialty color tray. I was, I think September's customs. I just said, pick your favorite colors, send me whatever you've got. And so I got this cool kind of glitter teal with this kind of key lime-ish kind of top there. And so, yeah, and then the stopper's kind of a blue color. So I'm using that. And then I've got my Norse Alchemist pen here. This is one of my Norse Alchemist pens. Single placer has Enabler's Outpost Chit in it, and that's the original version. And this is in the scent Snickerdoodle. And then I've just got a combination of pink wax, blue wax, whatever wax comes in the kits just sitting around. That's what I have in my 4-placer. So that's what I'm using here today. Here's that Enabler's Outpost product here. And it smells so good. It smells like Snickerdoodle cookies. So I have that sitting out. Other than that, I don't know where my funnel went. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I've got my funnel. And I've got pretty much everything I need. So, yeah, it has been some time since I've actually just been a nice, calm person and sat down in front of the crafting table to film. I sit down to craft, but it's been a while since I've sat down to film. It feels a little weird. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do my best. One of the things that I was a little bit hesitant with doing a WIP Chat with this particular kit is, as you can see, it's very confetti heavy. So I tend to need to use some extra brain power to find those symbols and make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'll try to keep the conversation moving and grooving. If anything, what I told myself is if I find myself struggling to find the last few symbols, just keep going, move on to the next color. And if I miss a couple, then I'll get to them eventually. This is just forward progress is the focus here, and being able to actually speak. So yeah, things are kind of going, they're going well for me, a little bit hectic and yeah, a little bit busy at work for sure. We have a couple of big projects that just kind of got launched, so there's just a lot of moving parts right now at work. I just finished with work, so I think I'm still a little bit frazzled from it. Maybe I should have given myself a little bit of time, but that's okay. I mean, it ebbs and it flows. I had a fairly quiet week last week from a work standpoint. So now it's kind of picking up again. So it's not bad. I think there's just a lot of people, a lot of managers that want to get hiring started for some positions before people start going on vacation and stuff. It's just one of those things where it's well, I wish we would have started this in September then, rather than, the second week of November, trying to get a hire, knocked out before the holidays. So it's okay. I mean, it's nature of the territory. It's happened in previous roles I've worked at. It's just now I kind of have to like really hunker down and try to focus on getting some candidates to these hiring managers before they leave on vacation, before candidates leave on vacation, and try to get them in and at least started and semi-trained before, you know, the company itself has a lot of holiday weekends coming up. So I have this coming Friday off, and the following, because then that's Thanksgiving, right? Oh no, 2 weeks. And then of course like Christmas holidays and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been interesting. I definitely feel a little bit more stressed than I have working in this position, but I think that's a good thing. It means that there's going to be challenges in this role, and I need those once in a while. So even if in the moment I'm frustrated. So yeah, I think that's also just kind of the nature of the holidays. Everything's just a little bit more tense. So that's what's going on work-wise. As far as the pup goes, he's doing fine. He's definitely fully recovered and back into crazy mode. In fact, this was actually the second time I kicked off this WIP Chat because he full on came and just slammed into the tripod. And keep in mind, this was from literally sleeping and doing the little puppy dreaming on the floor. I was like, this is perfect. I just finished with work. I'm just gonna go get a glass of water. He didn't move a muscle. I was like, this is perfect. He seems like he's nice and content. I can start recording this WIP Chat. But the second he hears my intro, he launches up, runs over, because that means that he's the opportunity for him to get attention is now going to be, potential attention is diminished. And I have my camera now suspended from my my ring light, but on like a gooseneck kind of clip thing. That way you get a straight down shot as opposed to from an angle. Just thought I'd give it a shot, trying to up my game a little bit. But because it's on that gooseneck, it's very sensitive to wobbling. So he knocked right into the tripod, and the whole thing just went flopping around. I was like, oh my gosh, Apollo. So he's actually in the living room right now with a bone, and I have the door partially shut because he's just like, I can hear him, and if I crank my neck, I could see him, but I can't let him fully in here anymore at least when I start recording, because he is just relentless. I don't know. Maybe, I think it's just my voice, because he does the same thing when I do conference calls. When I jump in a call with someone, he'll run over to like investigate, and I have to like have one hand down, like petting him and stuff and kind of keeping him calm. But he's very curious, and he just wants all the attention. So kind of like me. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting with trying to record this style of video. That's why I think I've really been leaning on the vlogs and leaning on some other styles, just because it's hard to do like a full sit down with having him being so like rambunctious. But we get by, we do okay. I just like when I do that, I have to go out in the living room and make sure that there's nothing like that he can get into, because it's like every time I do that, I come out and I'm like, oh, he ate. For instance, I purchased a lavalier or a lav mic off Amazon. Wasn't super expensive, less than $30. Because I was like, ooh, I'll mic myself up. That way I just sound a little bit better when I'm doing WIP chats and stuff. And I came in here. This isn't even when I was trying to film. I came in here, set my stuff down. I was messing with the microphone in the car after work, and then when I got home, I set it on the coffee table, went to the bathroom, folded some laundry in my room, and just I wasn't paying attention, like, oh, it's been 15 minutes since I've seen Apollo, and came out and he had destroyed the mic. And literally I had just got it, like just arrived from Amazon. So that was frustrating, and I don't know if I'll buy a new one. I haven't decided yet. I might just forego that and maybe figure out a different option. I was like, maybe that's just a sign that I don't need one. So that happened. But yeah, he's quite the rambunctious dog, and he gets plenty of walks, and we go to the dog park and go on runs and stuff, but I I just think that's just his nature. So we will be going to, or I will be enrolling him in obedience training probably the end of this month, if not next month, just so we can start to establish some good boundary, not necessarily boundaries, but just some good routines, some good behaviors and habits. My thing was like I was gonna wait till after he got neutered, and then we'll kick off the obedience training. So it's been I think this is week 3 since he was neutered. So I think we're ready to rock and roll. So that's kind of Apollo update stuff. I have a vlog coming out. What is that? I heard that noise earlier. It sounds like a door opening, like a creaking door, but I think it might just be like a weird bird. I have a vlog coming out soon, another hiking vlog where I really dive into Apollo's food. So if you're wondering about what he's eating and all that stuff, then you're gonna have a pretty long vlog that dives into some of my trials and tribulations with dog food companies. So woohoo. But yeah, other than that, just, work's going fine, dog's going fine. Halloween was good. We had a little party here at the house, just like a little bonfire, and just had a few people over. It wasn't super like crazy. I didn't get dressed up or anything. Actually, only 2 out of the like 10 people that came in and out actually were wearing costumes. But yeah, we just hung outside by the fire. At a certain point, they decided to grill up some hot dogs and stuff, but I started to get tired right around like 11:30 midnight, and so I came to bed. Me and Apollo went to bed, and then I actually got up early and went on a hike. I don't know if I did a vlog that next day. I might have, but we went on a hike. I just haven't been really into the like kind of party hardy mode necessarily. Like I'll stay up relatively late, but I try to get to bed early enough, or not in like with too many drinks or anything like that, that way I can still wake up nice and early to take Apollo on a hike. And so we've been hiking pretty much every weekend for like the past month or so, if not both days, at least one day. So it's been kind of a nice change. I feel like I have a little bit more energy when I'm getting up and doing like that exercise on the weekends, rather than just kind of being just kind of bumming around, or at least one day. The only thing that is a downside is like the house doesn't get a full like deep clean like it normally does, because I'm not here to do that. So I have to do my deep cleaning like in little portions throughout the week. Like yesterday, which was Monday, I just did the hold on just a second, one moment. Oops, sorry about that. I thought I heard somebody at the door, and I am expecting a package from Jaded Gem Shop. So, okay, let's see here. Just want to make sure. So yeah, I've been just spending more time on the weekends hiking, but then like yesterday I did a deep clean of the bathroom, and I just had I did a bunch of laundry when I got home from work, and then tomorrow I have some plans to get the kitchen in order. So I kind of if I'm not doing it on the weekends all in one day, then it has to be broken up throughout the week, which I don't know if I like that process. I kind of like just knocking it all out. Let's see, we've got another one here. Boop. Okay, cool. I'm going to call it good for that one. Like I said, I'm not going to try to hunt and peck because then I won't talk. Let's see. So yeah, Halloween was just fine. We didn't get any, I was kind of confused, because Halloween this week, or this year was on I think it was on a Monday, the official day. So I didn't know if we were going to have trick-or-treaters or not. I remember us not having any last year, but I was like, oh, maybe that was just because of, everything going on. So maybe this year we'll have some. And this was my second Halloween in this house. So I've never known what this neighborhood looks like pre, panini. And so I got a little bag of candy. I didn't get a huge one. And I had it with me during the party because I was like, maybe people will come out during the weekend. I don't know. I don't have kids. I don't know what the schedule is supposed to be. Or maybe they'll actually come out on the Monday. I don't remember how that goes. So I just had a little bowl of candy just in case. a kid did meander by, and we have kind of a little, not a little, but we have a floor lamp right next to the front door windows. So I pulled the curtains a little bit and pointed the floor lamp out there, and it has a light bulb in it that changes colors. So I had it set to change from like red to green to purple to orange and back again, kind of like Halloween color shifting. And then I put the porch light on, and even one on Monday night, I left the front door open, so it was just the screen door there to kind of be like, hey, we're a trick-or-treating house, but didn't get a single kid come to the door. So I'm gonna have to take that candy into work. I keep forgetting to, and I keep picking at it, but it's gotta go. Let's see, okay. So yeah, it was kind of a quiet Halloween itself. You know, I didn't do a lot of partying. We just had our little bonfire here at the house. I was in bed, had a decent hour. The rest of the roommates and friends kept partying it up, but I was just like, I'm not really in the mood for a late night, because that usually leads to me regretting the next day, just from like being up, or even not like having a bunch of drinks or anything, but like having a couple of drinks late at night just throws me off. So no, thank you. So yeah. And then, you know, now that we're a few weeks away from Thanksgiving, I'm trying to plan that with my mom, and it sounds like we might not be having our traditional Thanksgiving dinner like we have forever. My mom has a really close friend, and that friend's mom has just been pretty ill and can't really get out of the house and do too much stuff anymore. And it might even be a situation where like this might be her last Thanksgiving with her, you know, with everyone. And it's one of my mom's friends that she grew up with since like, you know, preschool. And so my mom wants to change things up a little bit, because her friend and her mom aren't going to leave the house. And they have some family, but not like a ton of family. And my mom's like, I think I want to do a joint Thanksgiving with them and help even though it's my mom's close friend, we call them like, I don't know if this is all families or if this is a Hispanic thing. I'm not really sure, but like my mom's close friends will call aunties, like my mom's high school friends, or, you know, friends that she's had for life. So she's like, your auntie so-and-so is, you know, she's going to stay home with her mom and cook. But I was thinking I could go over there since, you know, her mom is ill, and just cook a turkey and stuffing with them and do some sides and stuff, and we'll just do like a joint family Thanksgiving. Because the rest of my family is either going to be on vacation or has plans with their, like, you know, everyone has kids and grandkids now, so it starts to kind of splinter. And before we would have at least you know, between 8 and 10 of our immediate family members together with us every year, but it seems like this year is just going to be pretty quiet. So I was like, that sounds like fun. I wouldn't mind doing that. And in fact, you know, for the past couple of years, I've been going and doing like a little hiking trip or a camping trip, Black Friday and later. I'll either go down to New Mexico or Utah. And I wasn't necessarily planning on doing that this year, just because I thought we were going to have more family plans. And just for the sake of, you know, the diamond painting community, I know there's, you know, Black Friday is a big day, you know, and I haven't really been a big Black Friday shopper the past couple of years, but I think now that I'm diamond painting and kind of in the world of it, I was like, well, maybe I'll try to go live. I was talking to Mary with Mary Making Crafts about going live again that day. Oh, by the way, I should probably announce this. I was planning on doing a separate announcement video, but maybe this will suffice. Maybe I'll still do another announcement video. So if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already saw a post about it, but the week of Thanksgiving, that Monday through Wednesday, I will be going live with Mary Making Crafts here on YouTube. I'll make sure to link her channel in the description. I'll be going live with her every single day that entire week to discuss any news from Diamond Art Club and what they're doing for Black Friday. So I guess last year what they did was, and it's similar to I think what they did during their anniversary sale, they would announce like 10 images that would be, or 10 kits that would be going live on Black Friday. And they did that every single day up until, you know, Thursday night at midnight or Friday morning at midnight. I'm guessing Pacific time. So what her and I decided to do was we will go live every evening that entire week after we get off work to discuss any of those releases, which ones we're excited about, which ones we might be, you know, shortlisting to purchase, all of that good stuff. And then on Thanksgiving, I wasn't originally planning on going live with her, and I don't think I'll still be able to if I go meet my mom to do this kind of joint Thanksgiving, because even where this family lives, my mom's friend's family, is kind of out in the sticks a little bit. Originally, I thought our plan was we were going to go up to the mountains on Thanksgiving as a family, but those plans kind of got canceled. But even now, this family kind of lives out in the plains a little bit of eastern Colorado, so I don't know what the internet's going to look like where I could set up because we won't be in our own home. So I think I'm going to forgo Thanksgiving, and Mary's going to fly solo on Thanksgiving. So I'll just be there for the first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then she'll do the Thanksgiving releases that are announced, if anything. And then I'm going to see if I can talk her into going live Black Friday morning with me. I was thinking if I can get up to the mountains to some place that does have good service. So like mountains as in like a little mountain town, that still has good service, like on a like close by trail. It's like, wouldn't it be cool to go live on Black Friday, like in the mountains somewhere, like in the woods? I don't know how I would make that happen, but I'm just thinking maybe I'll do something for Black Friday, although maybe not. I was almost thinking of calling it like, I already said this once when I was kind of conceptualizing 29, but I was like, wouldn't it be cool to be like a, you know, Diamond Art Club hangover live where it's just like, what did I buy? So I don't know, I'm still toying with that idea. But yeah, so that's the announcement. If you want, I'll make sure to put details as far as times and stuff, because we already have all that figured out, like what time, and I kind of forget, and I don't want to pause you yet again. So I'll put the details in the description box. You can also head over to my Instagram account if you have Instagram. That would be awesome if you did, so you could follow me. But there's also a post, like you can scroll through my feed, and Mary was kind enough to put together a thumbnail for us to use jointly. So that's already on there as a post, so you can go look at the times and all that stuff. So yeah, we have it all planned out. There's gonna be giveaways and all sorts of fun stuff, so I hope to see you there. But if not, you can always catch the replays. That way you can see what Diamond Art Club has announced if you haven't gotten a chance to look at the site that week or look at the VIP group. We should be able to show screenshots of what's coming and all that good stuff. We need to have a little tech day. I need to reach out to her and have a tech day to go over some, like, how does this work? Because it's all kind of new to me. And so I think one of them will be on my channel, one of the lives, and it'll be the first live I've ever done on my channel. And then the other 3 will be on hers, or I don't know, maybe she'll let me do 2 since she's gonna take Thursday. I don't know. I just told her that I'm very nervous to go live because I feel like I'm not there yet, but I don't know if there's such a thing as there yet. I think I just need to do it. But at first I was like, okay, so I'm too scared to do lives on my channel right now, so can we just do them all on yours? And she's like, I mean, yeah, but you know, part of this is exposure, like me getting to share you as a friend with all of my followers and vice versa. And I was like, oh, you're right. And she's like, I mean, I'm happy to do it, but like part of it is like getting some of my folks to come check you out and you know, your folks coming over to see me. And granted, I mean, it's not like there's like this like enormous diamond painting community that like all of the people that watch her don't know who I am, but I'm sure there's probably a couple people that might not be like, you know, that might not know who I am or might not know who she is. So it's nice to have that overlap. So she's right. I just need to I just need to be brave and go into it. But I did Christiane's live this past, I feel like I feel like I keep hearing someone walking up on the deck, which is where our front door is. And I'm like, Jaded Gem Shop. But yeah, I was on Christiane's live this past Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Yeah. And oh my gosh, it was so much fun. I had such a blast on her live. She's just got a lot of like sass and fire to her, and as do I from time to time. So it was good. It was like, it was a lot of fun. I sometimes, once again, I feel like part of me was like, don't get too cozy, because it's not like you know her super, super well. But I mean, we have been chatting like on Instagram and stuff for a number of months now. So yeah, it was great. I had a lot of fun, and it built my confidence up even more. So you know what? Maybe I am ready. It's just like the technical side of things that worries me. And I also worry that I'm not going to be good at keeping up with chat, and making sure that everyone feels seen and heard. And then I'm also bad, like I haven't gotten 100% comfortable with everyone's names. Like not everyone's like formal names, not their like handles, you know? So I feel like I'm gonna have to put a lot of disclaimers up front, like, hey, I'm sure I've seen you before, but I know you as the, you know, whatever crafter. I don't know that your real name is like Laura or Nikki or whatever. I just know you as the handle. So please don't get offended if I don't call you by your actual name and I'm just reading what it says there in front of me. Please let me know what your you know, what your name is or how you like to be addressed on YouTube. And I'm literally going to have my either my iPad or my phone or just a notebook with me, and I'm gonna make a list. But I've talked to Shay and Christiane about it, and they're like, the more you do lives and the more people keep showing up over and over again, that's how you start to remember people's names. Don't expect to just memorize them all first glance. And I have noticed that when I go on lives too, like when I'm on a live, some like the host will be like, hi, you know, whatever, XYZ, mom, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. I think I've seen you here before. Can you share your name with me again? And I think that's how they get to know people's names. So I'll probably ask for the same grace from everyone. Like, you might have been on, you know, commenting on my channel for a long time, but I only know you as that handle and not as your name. And that's just me, I'm just bad with names in general, especially like if we're including like YouTube aliases too. And a lot of people will change their names and oh my goodness. So yeah, but I'm super excited. I'm nervously excited for that week of content, but it'll be a nice week where I can just do the live, and I'll probably be taking a little bit of a break from regular content. We'll see. I don't know. I said that about this week. As you're watching this, that I was like, ooh, I'll take a little bit of a break after posting Composición Monumental, that whole series that I did with Distracted by Diamonds. It's like, I'll take a little bit of break. That was a lot of stuff to put together, and that's plenty of content for people to consume and kind of binge watch, and they can, you know, it's okay if I go, you know, 5-6 days without a new video, and then immediate was like, vlog, unboxing, this, and this. So apparently I just can't help myself, which I guess is a good thing. Okay, there we go. So the part of the kit that we're working on is kind of, this is her hand right here. It comes down over the table, but her hand, and then this is kind of the start of the lace, and then this right here is the fan that she's holding. There's that. So you can kind of see, like, we're kind of working on the middle part of the fan. This is the most this is the most confetti heavy portion. I mean, this whole kit is very confetti heavy. Even the areas of what you would assume is like solid color, like here and stuff, is very confettied. But this is the most intense. This fan has the most color changes. So this is kind of the worst of it, but I figure if I can make it through this, which I'm actually really enjoying this process of working on this confetti heavy kit. If I can make it through this, then the rest of the kit's gonna be easy breezy. So, and then this is color 5. This is DMC 317. As you can see, there's only a little bit left. I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be enough to complete this canvas by any means. I kind of looked at the rest of the canvas and it pops up quite a bit in the lace. And so I already wrote Jade and was like, hey, I am just kind of looking at the crystal ball of how many drills I have, and this just does not look like enough to finish up this kit. And she's like, okay, let me send you some more. I was like, well, hold on. I'm just giving you a heads up from like a standpoint of ordering from your manufacturer, that you might want to take a look at what they have listed. And maybe this is just a fluke, but let me fully run out before you send me more, because I don't want this to be a false alarm. And then she's spending money on shipping and getting, scrambling to get them more to me. And it turns out I did have enough. I'm just kind of like looking at, how many I'm using per section. And I'm just like, I have a lot of lace to go. This is an 80 by 110 centimeter canvas. And this is only my second row. I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 10 of these 10 sections like this size across. And so this is number 12 that I've done. And so I've still got, 80 more, a lot. I just don't think that this is going to be enough to finish. In fact, I don't even know if I'll make it through this row with what I have here. But I was like, don't freak out. She's like, we'll get you, or I'll get you the extra drills and stuff. And I love that she's so like on top of it and very passionate and wants to make sure that, your experience is like top notch. Like, I am not concerned in any form or fashion. And I don't think anyone should be, regardless of if you, follow her or chat with her. I don't think any customer at any level or whatever should be concerned about just writing her a message and just saying, hey, I think I'm gonna run shy of this color. She is on top of it, like Diamond Art Club. She'll get you your drills. So yeah, I didn't use, I took a little chunk out of them, but it just doesn't seem like there's gonna be enough, because there's all this lace going up above where you can see this continues all the way up. So I'll show you again. We're kind of like down here, and I still have all this lace to do, and all of it has some of that color in it. So no worries, we'll get it figured out. Everything else has been great. These drills are incredible. Best drills I've ever used on any canvas I've done. They're like, I've been trying to describe it a number of different times, but they've almost got like a thickness to them that I haven't seen. It's really hard to describe, but like, they're just like heftier drills somehow, and they really just sit so nicely. And even though I'm not the best placer in the world by any means, they just all kind of scooch up next to each other, but not so much that I've noticed any popping. They just like kind of settle, and they've got a height to them that makes them look really cool. They've got a lot of dimension. So in fact, spoilers, I decided that I wanted to try my hand at a cross stitch conversion, and I've been really wary as to which company to order from, where to make that investment, because it's not a cheap process, especially since I don't have the drills myself. Like, I'm sourcing the drills and everything. I'm doing it all from scratch, or ordering it all. And at first I was like, okay, I'll go with this company or that company. But that was purely based on watching videos of other people doing their cross-stitch conversions. And I finally started really working on Seniorita in earnest over the past week. And I was like, I love this process. Even though I am not a confetti, or I've considered myself a confetti lover, I really love working on this kit. It's so much fun. It's no harder than like a color blocking focused kit. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the drills and the canvas are just so darn good that it makes working on a kit like this a lot easier and a lot less fussy. I'm not having to pick through trash drills I think I've had like 3 trash drills now so far. I'm not having to pick through a bunch of trash, even though these are resin. I'm not having to deal with any popping drills. There's plenty of stick to the canvas, yet I can still slide stuff around in a pinch. It's just all working out really well. And so I was like, you know what? I have heard other people talk about other companies where they're ordering their cross-stitch conversions, but now that I've gotten to work with Jade's products myself, this is who I want to do a cross-stitch conversion for me. So I just placed that order. And I'm not going to reveal the image or talk about any of that stuff. When it comes in, maybe I'll do an unboxing of it, but I really want to keep the secret of what the image actually is until I decide to actually like work on it in earnest, like make it my main WIP. So I don't know, that might be a little secretive project I'm working on. Because yeah, it's an image. What I'll say is it's an image that is definitely not common for diamond painting. It's definitely something I can show. Like, I'm not talking about like a bunch of nudity or anything like that. Like, nothing racy in that regard, but I could see it being a lot for some people. So I'll leave it at that. I'll let you speculate wildly. And if you have been in any of Jade's lives, because she goes live every once in a while, usually once a week, but I feel like she's been really busy. I have mentioned like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a cross-stitch conversion, but the imagery is just a little bit different. Is that something you're going to be okay with? And she's like, yeah, nothing phases me. And I was like, okay. So I even said what I wanted to do on the live, like on one of her lives in the chat. I was like, this is the image. And Katie knew what it was because I sent it to Katie over at Diamonds and Washi. She knew what it was. But Jade was like, oh yeah, no problem. That's really cool. And I was like, okay, good. She's not going to get that image and be like, Anthony, I'm not doing this. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that it won't like offend anyone. I mean, yeah, that's all I'll say. I hope it doesn't offend you, and art is art, and we all have our tastes. So I just was fascinated by the image. So, yeah, wow, I hope I got all of those. So yeah, as you can see, it starts to come together. Like at first it kind of is like, what am I doing here? But you can see kind of the bottom portion of the fan here, and then the fan comes up. So this will be some of the fan, and then up here is the rest of it. So it starts to come together, and then definitely when you take a step away, it's like, oh yes, yes, yes. I mean, this is a big canvas that you really need to step back from to take it all in. Okay, we're doing this half moon, which is a 53. Other than that, I have 2 other Jaded Gem Shop kits coming in. They should be, I mentioned earlier in the video, they're coming today. They're both AI art images. So they're computer generated with the assistance of someone providing the prompts and refining the images. And I went with Hannah at Iteration Craft. She is on Instagram. I don't know if she has a YouTube channel or if they have a YouTube channel. I will make sure to link the things, be it Instagram or otherwise, down in the description box so you can have a look-see for yourself. But Hannah does computer-generated artwork through a software program and then posts them on Instagram. And then if you're interested in purchasing the image, you can for a very reasonable price. And then once purchased, they send you the full-sized image as far as the quality, like the size. So you get that full-sized image, and then you can submit that for a custom diamond painting or a paint by numbers or a puzzle or whatever you want to do with it. But their focus seems to be on the diamond painting of it all. And so I was really interested in this AI art, so much so that I even went ahead and downloaded one of the popular apps that's used. It was like $6 a week or something like that. I was like, well, let me see what I can put together. And I guess in my head, and I think a lot of people, because it's a conversation that I've had with some others online, is like, well, all they're doing is typing in some stuff and the computer does the rest. Like, how is that an original image? Or, you know, shouldn't the licensing go to the computer or the software or the developers of the software? And it's like, that's still up in the air. I think that's a conversation that's going to become more and more pertinent as more and more shops start utilizing AI generated art, such as, you know, Lazy River Wood Churning just released some canvases, and a couple of those are AI generated. But I can tell you from firsthand experience that it is not as easy as typing in, you know, couple walking through leaves, or fall meadow. It's not as easy. The rendering, the AI software can get a little bit confused and doesn't have the same kind of, like, you know, eye for fluidity and subject matter and focus. So it gets a little bit garbled in translation pretty easily, and you have to keep refining those prompts and changing the wording. And then even still, once you get kind of a rough idea of what you want, a lot of these AI artists are still going through with Photoshop and still doing some touch-ups, making some adjustments and some edits and some modifications to make it look a little bit more cohesive and coherent. Because some of the stuff that it was spitting out for me, I was like, ugh, that's not at all what I was wanted. So I probably messed with it for about 2 days trying to get like a kind of image that I wanted. And I was like, okay, this just isn't for me. I'd rather give someone who has some artistic ability and has an air of professionalism about what they're doing, and give them the opportunity to keep exploring this, because it's not a path that I want to go down. So Hannah had 2 incredible images that just really spoke to me, and one of them, so I'll tell you why I'm not going to reveal one. One of them is a really cool kind of cyberpunk inspired image, and it's kind of like a subject looking out over a super like futuristic looking cityscape, but it's all kind of cyberpunk, and there's splashes of hot pink, but it's also kind of a dark image. It definitely is like kind of a darker cyberpunk image. And so I was like, this is really cool. I've never seen anything like this in diamond painting. So I picked up that image from her. She sent me the full-size image, and then I sent it over to Jade, who made a custom for me. So that's one of them. And then the other image is one that I won't spoil, but turns out Jade has the ability to do mystery kits. And so I don't know if I think she had been thinking about doing them, but I asked her, can you do one of these as a mystery kit? And she was like, I don't know. Let me ask the manufacturer, or my manufacturer. And she's like, yeah, he can. They can do it without any of the color and just have the symbols on the canvas. And I was like, what? So the second image that I got from Iteration Craft will be a mystery kit. And so I don't want to reveal it, because what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do it as part of my Jaded jam sesh, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. I'm going to do it in that series. That way we can see it come to life together, and then I won't spoil it for you. But the nice thing is because it was a custom, I don't have to be like shy about showing you the whole image or anything like that. It's one that I did a la carte. So when it's all done, I'm not going to feel weird about being like, here it is. I just kind of want to see it come to life with you all in real time, because yeah. And when I do the unboxing, of course, I will show the whole canvas unrolled, but I'm curious to see if we'll be able to tell what it is, or if I will. You might not be able to, because you haven't ever seen the original image, but I might be able to. So I'm curious to see how clear it is just from the symbols. So there is that. Slowly getting there. I feel like with this fan, or just with this kit in general, every time I start a section, so I know a lot of people do it this way, but we'll talk about it. Oops. Oopsie. Oopsie, there we go. Okay. Where did you go? Where do you go? Okay. So how I start a new section, like let's say I was going to work on this next section. So I always start with whatever that next symbol is in the bottom corner, and then I do all of them. Then I go to the next one, do all of them, so on and so forth. And I read it up like this until they're all done. So like here, the next one's going to be this plus, then this kind of bullseye, and then we'll go up to the next row, which will be this, and then the percent, then this, and I just do that until it's all done. And that's kind of how I do it. How I decide which symbol to pick next is just going to be the next one here at the bottom. And then when I pick up the next section, start in that bottom corner and just keep going. But for whatever reason, I've found, and I'm sure it'll be different once I get to different parts of the canvas, but right now I'm always starting with like the muted tones, and then I don't get to do like the fun greens and blues and stuff until I get later on. So it's just a lot of like tans and beiges to start. And I'm like, come on, give me a little bit of color here. This is kind of a nice peachy color though, so that's nice. So Jaded Jam Sesh, I just alluded to it. You might have heard me brainstorming it on my previous vlog where we went to Cataract Lake. But let's see, hold on here. Okay. So what I've decided to do with this kit, because as you can see, it is pretty confetti heavy and it does take me a little bit of time to get through each of these sections. I've decided to do a little bit of a different content format just to toy with the idea, and I decided to call it Jaded Jam Sesh. And what it is essentially I spend about 10 minutes at the front of the video talking to you a little bit about the kit, the tools that I'm using, almost like the start of a WIP Chat, but then we move right into a whole bunch of time lapse. So it's just time lapse for like 10, 15 minutes with some chill music that I think it would be nice to have in the background while you're working on a WIP or studying or whatever. And it's just a way for me to like show progress on this kit, but not feel like I have to like do like a ton of WIP Chats and a ton of posts on Instagram to equate to that. I don't know how, in my head I had justified it early on of like, this makes a lot of sense. But now I think one of the reasons is I was planning on this kit taking a very long time, because in my head I was not going to be into this confetti. So I was like, well, you're going to work on it for maybe a couple diamond painting sessions, and then you're going to put it away for a week, you know? So how do you crank through some progress and just say, hey, I haven't forgotten about this kit, but not have to do dedicated content until you're ready? So it's like Jaded Jam Sesh. People will see it. It'll show that I'm making some progress, but I don't have to keep pulling it down and working on it, and I can work on other kits. So that was kind of the plan. But as I've been working on it to do this first Jaded Jam Sesh, I'm like, I really like working on this kit, confetti or no. Like, I have not felt the need to be like, all right, put this away, give me something with a ton of color blocking. Like, I really enjoy working on this one. So I think it's just gonna be my like full-time WIP until I have to give it up for Drills and Chills, which will be on the 20-somethingth of November. There's a Drills and Chills Facebook group. You can go get all those details. But that's what I was originally thinking, like, oh, I'm gonna have this and maybe Star Maker, this and something else, because I just can't do all this confetti. And I have not at one point since I really started working on this in earnest felt the need to grab a different kit out of the closet, which is good, because I want to have this just be the one main thing I'm working on and tell a linear story about working on my projects. So it's a good thing that I'm not feeling like the desire to give it up for something else. But I will have to, because I know I won't get this done by Drills and Chills. So I will have to set this aside and then do either a WIP Chat or something with Cozy Evening and work on that in earnest during the event to try to get a finish. I've kind of already planned in my head that I'm not going to finish it in time for the end of the event, but that's okay. I don't really sign up for the events for the prizes of it all. I just like to participate. So I know that in order to be entered for the grand prize, typically you have to have a finished. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really too bothered by that. So even if I work on Cozy Evening a little bit and then, you know, or as much as I can throughout the event, but come back to Seniorita here and there, that's fine. I'll just have to figure out how I'm going to do that from a content standpoint to make sure I'm not leaving people confused with like, why is he jumping around so much? So yeah, the Jaded Jam Sesh, the first episode will be out this week or weekend. It'll be here in the next couple of days. You'll see it pop up. I already have it filmed. I need to get it edited and posted and scheduled and stuff. But the thing that was kind of unexpected with that, filming that, is I did not realize how much time lapse is required to get like 10 or 20 minutes worth of straight time lapse to put to the music. That's a lot of diamond painting, and I didn't really realize that. So I was able to do like a bunch of sections of this kit, and then I'd get them all done. I'm like, oh, or not a bunch of sections, maybe like 3 sections. And it's like, oh, that was worth 4 minutes. It's like, oh, so my whole idea of like, it'll just be really casual, throw in a time lapse and it'll just be low pressure and you can put that on to some music and that'll be fine. And then you don't have to worry about getting a ton of this kit done. No, in order to do a decent time lapse or like with enough time for a few songs, I would have to really devote a ton of time to this canvas, which I'm prepared to do now that I've kind of learned that I really like this confetti. But if that's the case, then I might as well just talk to you guys. Like, it actually makes it harder. You'd think that time-lapse would make things easier because you're not talking and less editing and well, actually, even the editing, I had to like time it to the music and there's a lot more clips. But you'd think that it'd be less of an investment, but it's actually more. Like, I can sit down after talking for an hour and put up an hour-long video. But with time-lapse, it's like, all right, well, I've got 5 hours of work into this canvas, and I've got 4 minutes of content to show for it in time-lapse form. So it kind of is the reverse of what you would think. So people that do time-lapse videos, hats off to you, because it is not easy. And I think in my head, I thought that was the easy route, and it's not. It's actually a lot harder because you can't just crank out a video. It doesn't work like that. Like, it takes days of work to get the same amount of video. So I don't know. I'm gonna put up Jaded Jam Sesh because it was a little brainchild of mine, and it's something that I might come back to. Whoopsie, that was an airplane, not a whatever I'm working on right now. Where are my tweezers? Sorry, I just kicked you. Like I said, this little gooseneck thing is really sensitive to movement. So, okay, that was right here. So let's get rid of this one first. The glue on this thing is good too. Oh, I lost it. It's okay. You go back in your home. Can I find that? I'll get it later. Whoopsie. That goes here. Okay. So yeah, because it was just like a fun idea, and I think it would be like a good way to put on some fun music, or I don't know what honestly, I don't know what I was thinking in retrospect. Like when it came to mind, I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's a great way to show people I'm working on a canvas without like having to do an actual WIP Chat or an actual like vlog. I don't know. I thought it was just another way to add kind of like another piece to my content catalog that I could pull out when I needed it. But honestly, it's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. And it was supposed to be my like easy way out. And it's not. It's like the hard way about going about it. So I'll have to figure out, you know, a different means to like, if I ever run across, so let's say this wasn't going well and I was like, it was just really taxing to pull this kit out. You know why? I think I was traumatized from Unique Lures Down Under. And so I was like, oh lots of confetti. The only other time I've had that is when I ended up throwing away a kit. Let's see, 42. So I was trying to think like preemptively, like how do I get around that? How do I still show progress, show people that I am working on this kit, even if it's something that I'm only snagging like a couple times a month? And so that's why I was like, ooh, I can just do that time lapse, put those up every once in a while, and then when the kit's approaching completion, then I can be like, all right, well, you've been following along with Jaded Jam Sesh, and now we're about 80% done with Seniorita, and so I want to do a couple WIP chats just to kind of finish this kit off and talk about the, you know, how it was, and, you know, my thoughts on all the different things, quality, all that stuff. But now I'm like, I really like working on this, so I think I just want to just do it straight up. But keep in mind, for those that are watching, well, I hope you're watching or listening, what that probably means for me is, well, I'm gonna swap over to Cozy Evening for the holidays, or for Jingle Drills, so we will switch gears there. But you might see this kit get brought up and talked about more frequently than I typically have in the past. Like usually you get one WIP and chat, you get one kit and chat maybe, you get the unboxing, and then you get the finish and review, maybe a vlog too for each kit, or some combination of that. But rarely is it like, all right, this is my third WIP and chat or my third vlog where you're gonna be watching, you know, time-lapse cuts of this kit, because I usually pick kits that are of the right size for me to work through them in that speed. So this will be the first time where you might see this get brought up repeatedly until it's done. And I hope that's okay. Sometimes I personally will watch videos, and the same WIP and chat will be used for like the same kit will be used for like 6 WIP and chats, and I'm like, come on now, you know. But everyone has their own lives and how busy they are and stuff. I just kind of, I don't know, maybe I prided myself on like being able to like work through them quickly, so maybe that was another thing. It was just like it's gonna ruin my flow. Now I'm gonna have to like talk about it for an extended amount of time. And I think there's also the pressure too of like, I have a lot of kits in my stash, so now I'm gonna be sitting with this one for potentially months, you know. But I think that's okay. I think I'm gonna make this my main WIP aside from what's going on my events. And the other thing that's giving me that that motivation is one of my really close friends, Dom. You know her from WIP and Chat with Friends, one of the first WIP and Chats I ever did. I usually mention her on vlogs, like I'm going to dinner with Dom, or I'm doing this with Dom. She's just a really close friend. And she saw me post Seniorita on Instagram as my next WIP, and she was like, that is me. I have a fan just like that, and she's giving me Spanish vibes, and I love her. And I was like, because she kept asking me to do a kit for her, and then I'd say, what about this? And she'd go, I'd be like, what about this? It's cute, but not really like 100% me. And so I was like, you know what? You just need to come over and flip through my Google Keep, or just go through my stash in person and pick one that speaks to you, and I'll do it for you. And she saw this and she's like, I love that. And I was like, you know what? I love it too. I was planning on hanging this one up for me here in the office, but I love you. I love you to death, and I will absolutely make Seniorita for you. So now it's kind of a gift kit, so now I'm kind of extra motivated to get it done. But I told her, I was like, do not expect this until like spring at the earliest. And she's like, I don't have a timeline. I just want one of your pieces hanging up. And I was like, you know exactly what to say to get this kit. So I'm going to make it for her, and so that gives me some more motivation to work on it. But yeah, all of that is to say, I feel bad because I kind of made this kit out to be like the kit that just kind of gets dusted off every once in a while, and I'm trying to figure out ways to share it without really committing to it. But I'm committing to it, Jade. Look at me. I'm here doing it. So I can't wait. I can't wait to kind of make this a focal point. Cozy Evening will take the spotlight during that event. There's other events at the beginning of the year where I'll have to switch again to some other kits. There's like a Micah Jelena halfway event. I know that Knox from Punks and Crafts and Iteration Craft, Hannah, are doing a AI artwork event. I don't remember the exact dates of that, but I know that there's something coming up maybe at the first part of the year. It might not be the event itself. I think Knox said that they might be doing some videos to talk about AI artwork and how to engage with an AI artist and order the artwork and get it done as a custom. So I think that might be a series, and then they're gonna pause to give people the chance to do that and get a kit and then start the event. So I don't know when that is, but when it does happen, that's probably when I'll start working on my Jaded Gem Shop kit. That's not a mystery kit for that event. And then I'll figure out time to do the other one. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, I have a lot of kits to get through. I am big into big kits, into big commitment kits. So I think I'm going to start focusing on working on one of those. And then my other kit, my other WIP would be something a little bit more snack size. Mooney Maid has some snack size kits that she launched recently. I picked up the two snack sized ones, and I was like, these would be nice in between something like this, you know, to be able to show some good progress. I can sit down for one evening and get through a big chunk of it. So I'm hoping that that she launches some more kits and more artists soon. That way, once I burn through those snack sizes that she has, or those smaller ones, then I have some more to pick from, because finding snack size artwork that is good quality and licensed is not easy to come by. And I'm sure I'll mention that over and over. Anytime I bring up those Mooney Maid kits, I'm sure I'll say the same thing, but that's kind of a highlight of why I gravitated towards those. So yeah, I've got some kits coming in that I'm really excited about, but I don't know. I've been trying to think about what I want for 2023, and I think I'm gonna take a step back after Black Friday, and I don't know. I'm scared to say this because I do hope someday that opportunities will be presented to me to do like sneak peeks with certain companies and stuff. So I don't know if part of that is like, be careful what you say about certain companies because they're watching and they might not like that. But I hope that companies that do want to partner with me understand that honesty and and candidness is a big part of my channel and why a lot of people come here, watch. I hope, or I'd imagine. But I think after Black Friday, I'm going to take a little bit of a step back from Diamond Art Club just because I have so many. And the only two artists that I would really jump on if they released kits from them would be Yume Art and Ivy Dollamore. Other than that, I'm going to try to just turn a blind eye to what they're doing over there next year, because realistically, I just have too much. And there's always been, for me, this past year, I think I'm going to call it kind of the year of amassing a stash. And now that I have it, and the realization of how long it takes to actually get through some of this stuff kind of hit, and it's just like I can't keep up this pace. Like, it's just not practical at the end of the day, unless I was actively working to de-stash. As I was continuing to purchase, like, I have to pump the brakes. So I want to work on what I currently have. Then the other thing that I was always worried about is like, you have to keep up with like those new releases. Those new releases come out, and then here you are with your like, hi, I'm pulling out this kit from, almost a year ago, and I'm going to start working on it. Like, you have to have those, like, to stay relevant, you do need those new releases. And I've come to find out over watching more and more videos that that's not at all the case. In fact, I think it's more novel when people start working on a kit that has been sold out for a while, or was discontinued, or moved to limited edition, or just kind of fell to the wayside or lost popularity. Like, for whatever reason, a lot of those kits, like, a lot more people talk about them because they're like, oh, I remember that one, or I can't believe you still have that. So this thing in my head of like, order the latest thing, that way you can unbox the latest thing or kit up the latest thing. I think that is just a holdover from my skincare days. And I don't think that's necessarily the case with diamond painting. Let's see, we're gonna do the airplane. Airplane is 32. So I think I'm gonna let that go. I'm losing that feeling, that obligation, like new release, oh my gosh, get all over it. And unless it was an Ivy Dolomore Yume art, I'm just like, even if it is a limited edition, if it's not speaking to me, then I'm just like, meh, you know. So, and not that the kits or the images are bad, I just, from a space standpoint and a financial standpoint and a practicality standpoint, it just doesn't make sense to buy all of the things. And I don't think anyone would chastise me for that thought. At least I would hope not. I would hate, like, I would be really shocked if, like, Diamond Art Club was to reach out to me and be like, hey, Anthony, we like your content and we did want to talk to you about, you know, potentially doing a sneak peek or collaborating, but you don't spend obsessively with us like you used to, so never mind. Like, I don't think that's anyone's mindset. So I think it's okay for me to just take a little break, see poo. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break after Black Friday. And really, Black Friday, I am there for a few things. I need any new releases from Ivy Dolomore or Yume art. I'm there for that. I need any Yume arts that come back in stock, which Petals Fall, I think it came back in stock for like a second and I missed it. But any of those Petals Fall, I'm really looking forward to, or if it comes back in stock, or any new ones from those two artists. And then the other one that isn't from any of those artists that I'd like to snag is Majestic Ship. It is currently in stock and I almost got it, but I'm gonna wait for the sale. If there is a sale. I'm gonna wait to see if there's a sale, I'll say that. And pick it up then. Otherwise I'll just get it. If it's not on any sort of extra discount, I'll just get it because that is on my list. The other one that's on my list, technically, that isn't those two artists is Sitara from Micah Jelena, because I have Polani and I'd love to have them together as a set, but I haven't seen that in stock since I started diamond painting, so who knows when that'll happen. So if not, I'll look for Sitara and Petals Fall on a D-Stash group. Otherwise, anything from Ivy Dolomore or Yume art will be on my list, and that's really about it. I just can't justify bringing more into this house. And then I'll just work on working what I have and start working through some of these more specialty shops and really focusing on them, because I've started to develop a friendship, an online friendship, crafty friendship with a lot of these shop owners. And so I do want to highlight and support their businesses because they're bringing some awesome artwork. So I feel like I just keep getting stuck in this Diamond Art Club cycle, and it's like at a certain point I do want to spotlight these amazing kits from like Jaded Gem Shop, from Enabler's Outpost, Lazy River Wood Churning, Mooney Made, just like all of those that are starting to carry diamond painting kits. I want to show them some love because it's not easy to launch a business off the ground. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be working on Diamond Art Clubs by any means. Like, they're my kind of like my go-to kits. And I have, I'd say 70%. It's slowly changing in the direction of other companies, but maybe 70% of my kits are Diamond Art Club. And I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And I met a lot of fun, cool people in the Diamond Art Club realm. There's, is it Kate? I want to say Kate. I always forget. Why do I keep forgetting her name? Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper. She's like one of the head render artists or pixel artists for Diamond Art Club, and she's so fun to watch. So yeah, I'm no ill will by any means. It's just that I think I just got roped into this, like, every Saturday you have to get something. Like, you can't not get something. And now I'm just like, yeah, actually I can. I can not get something, and that is okay. It's okay to pace myself and focus on the artists that really speak to me, because then I'll be inclined to get to those kits faster, right? There's just a few in my stash that I'm just like, did I buy you out of impulse? Yes. Will I work on you? Probably not. And I don't want that to be the case. I do want, you know, each item in my stash to be something that I would, you know, I would conceptually be able to work on at some point. And I'm getting faster and faster at diamond painting. So, I mean, Seniorita is a single placing. I mean, there's just not a lot of options other than to single place this kit, at least especially right here in the fan. But with multi-placing, I'm getting a little bit faster. Even just using a 4 or 6 placer, I'm just better at lining them up so I can just go boom, boom, boom. So I'm moving pretty quickly. Check mark. Check mark is 15. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Like, I want to have a wide variety of different brands and companies. And I know Diamond Art Club is kind of that gold standard, but like, especially working on this kit, I'm like, there's other, and Distracted by Diamonds, having the opportunity to work on a bunch of Distracted by Diamonds kits. I'm like, yeah, quality doesn't begin and end with Diamond Art Club. Of course, there's a lot of consistency there, but I'm finding some really amazing quality from a lot of these smaller shops. Like, these smaller shops are really like jumping leaps and bounds in terms of like matching and exceeding some of the bigger companies in terms of quality. So even that isn't really a good reason to point to like, that's why I only buy from them. There are some companies that are on my list, and we'll maybe talk about it in a vlog or something, like kind of like some of the companies that I am like looking at as potential buys, but I'm not quite sure of. I guess one of them in particular is the one with the diamond art. I have been so curious about working on one of those kits because they license all their artwork, their prices are pretty reasonable, and the images are just, a lot of them just really speak to me. And so I went in there and I started putting together a big old cart, you know, sight unseen. I was just like this and this and this. And I stopped myself and I was like, Anthony, you haven't heard anyone give a full review on actually working on these kits. You've only seen some people unbox them and then have issues with some of the renderings and then get the new renderings, but still haven't seen like, I've worked on it, here's my finish, here's my thoughts. And so, to be honest, that is usually a little bit of a red flag for me. Once again, hearkening back to the skincare world, there would be a lot of fervor around a particular product and everyone would be talking about it. Like, suddenly every creator is, you know, is putting this product in front of you. And I almost have a reverse reaction to that sometimes, to be honest, where I'm just like, it's a little too convenient that this is all I'm seeing from everyone. Am I working on? Yeah, okay. It feels less organic than maybe the company that the PR team might have thought it would be. I don't know why PR teams or marketing teams decide to do these big waves. Because maybe in their head, it's like, all right, well, if everyone's talking about it and that's all anyone's hearing, then they'll just give in and say, all right, I got to go take a look at this. Like, everyone's talking about it. But me being, I don't know if it's me just being cynical or just being a jerk, I see all that and I'm like, wow, they're really dumping a lot of marketing funds and time into wanting me to believe that I need to go look at this. Looking at you, Art Dot. But on skincare, that would happen, and then it was silence because either it just wasn't the right product for a lot of people, or they didn't like certain things but just couldn't say it because they, you know, the company had said, here's all your talking points and your video needs to be X amount of minutes long and don't forget to touch on these things. And You know, we're not going to give you a choice of what we send you. So even if it's not the right fit for you, that's not really the point. You know, talk about, you know, hit these bullet points, talk about how you like it, provide the link in the discount code, and then off you go. Never to be seen again. So a lot of these skincare products would really just blow up and everyone's talking about it. And then like a fart in the wind, you never hear about them again. And so I don't know why like marketing teams think that that approach is like the right approach. Like I think having a more curated process where you really identify content creators that are passionate about your product by like watching what they currently use and getting someone's real buy-in that'll be long-term is way more impactful, I think, than like a one-off video from someone that wouldn't normally post about that stuff and it all feels pretty contrived and then it just disappears, you know? And I also don't like saying that because there's a group of people that will be like, how dare you? What you're saying is that content creators shouldn't have the opportunity to take these great offers and promote themselves, and maybe there's income or exposure in it for them. Yes, that's all very true, but that has to be considered alongside like what's in the best interest long term. Like, I don't know. And I also don't want to shoot myself in the foot from like having opportunities like that too, because I'm like, oh, Anthony's the one that poo-poos on like sponsored content or whatever. I'm not. I mean, I did a sneak peek for Distracted by Diamonds, but I think that those are the instances that are really beneficial when you have some creative license. Like Robin was like, just go, like just be yourself and go. No real talking points. It doesn't have to be a certain length. I'm sure she probably wasn't thinking a week long, a week long promotion, but that's what I did. But yeah, like just, I don't know. Sometimes it can come off as just a little bit like, so yeah, I don't know. I think if I was to do something like that, I don't know. It would just have to be the right time with the right brand and the right products, you know? If a company came up to me and was like, hey, we've got this thing and you'll never use it, but that's not really what matters to us. What matters is you have the followers and we want to put this product in front of them. But as a viewer, it's like, why is this person showing this thing right now? This seems a little off-brand. So I don't know. Maybe I should quit while I'm ahead on that one, but it just popped into my head for some reason. I don't even know how we got there. I don't know. Whatever. Sorry. There's probably so many creators that are just like, I unboxed something for Art Dot, and what do you think I'm a horrible person? No, not at all. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just like, I don't know. I guess here's if I was in that position from the company standpoint, what I'd probably do is identify those content creators, come up with those content creators that I wanted to reach out to, come up with a scheduled plan that is kind of tiered, that kind of comes in waves. Do it pretty minimally. Like this community is so tight knit that even when 10 people do a review video of the same products or the same company, it can feel like a lot because a lot of people watch the same people. Identify the people that already are like right in line with like your product and your messaging and your like audience, because like if I see a storage organizing system come from Joan, duh, that is her whole thing. Like she is the storage container obsessed queen, and I love it. Like if she came to me with a bunch of Art Dot stuff or what have you, like, yes, on brand, makes sense. She's absolutely going to use that for her crystals, or she's going to use that for like some sort of in-between kitting down for a Hade project. and she'll find space for it. That is her. But then there's other content creators that I'm like, I know you. You don't be silly, you know? And so it's like you have to like, as a brand, you have to kind of gauge that, identify what that person's story is, and find a product in your lineup that most closely resembles that, and then work with that content creator beforehand to say, here's what we're thinking. Here's what we're thinking would really match with you and your, like, what you use currently and all that good stuff. How would you use this in your life? Let's come up with some creative ideas. Maybe it's not something that you'd use every single day. Maybe it's not something that you would absolutely fall in love with and throw all your Elizabeth Wards away. But where can this fit in your crafty lifestyle that would add some value not only to yourself, but potentially to your viewers? And I think sometimes the message from some of these brands is, here's your talking points. This is the thing that we'll be sending to you. Do you agree to this? When can we see the video? There's not a lot of like creative flexibility, and that's where they get themselves into trouble, and that's where it can feel a little contrived. So no knock towards the content creators themselves. Get out there, get those collaborations, get those sponsorships. But I think there is something to be said for aligning your what you do on your channel and what your content represents and who your audience is with the product. I don't think that's wrong to say. So, oh my gosh, that wasn't really a rant. I do these like, I'm not trying to rant. I just see this stuff out there and I'm like, it's kind of fun to talk about. So I'm not upset. And you know what? Maybe I am a little bit salty because look at all this art dot. Look at this is all you. And I don't get anything. What am I, chopped liver? I'm out here just promoting all day long. I need water and we need to be done. I slave over these art dot containers day and night. And what do I get? A damn funnel once in a while? Okay, all right. I think these lights are getting too hot. Oh. Okay, cut. Okay, as you can see, we've made a decent chunk. I don't even know how long we've been talking. We've made some decent progress. I'm really trying to keep it together. We've made some decent progress on this kit. About an hour's worth. I don't know. I haven't looked at the camera at all. I don't even know if I should be going longer, but I'm done. I'm calling it. But as you can see, the confetti really starts to come together with some nice detail. So this is the lacing. Now we have like a little bit better of a picture. So now what we're working on is kind of the top of her hand there, the start of her wrist, that little triangle of lace going up into the fan and then a little bit over into the fan. So kind of right above her hand there is what we're working on. So you can see that detail in the lace is really coming through with this. And as you pull away, it looks better and better. I don't know, Jade, I don't know what software you're using, but this is stunning. There's only a couple spots. I don't know if you can see it in the camera based on where I have it. There's a couple spots here where there was some dark brown just below here. I'm pointing at it, don't know if you can see it, but the computer, and I've seen this with Distracted by Diamonds too, has rendered them as 310. And when you jump from that brown to a legitimate black, it does look a little out of place because the computer's just made that a little bit too far of a leap as far as deep tones. So I might come back through and touch those up with some super dark browns that I have from my own personal stash, or if I have any leftovers from this kit that I think would make more sense. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those red drills in the fan so far that I'm like, I could see those as being standing out. I won't do it until after my finish and reveal though, because I want to bring it up if it continues to be concern, not really a concern, but an observation. So yeah, that's all I have. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go walk Apollo. I need to see if these kits are here. I'm hoping they are. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Otherwise, I'm going to keep working on this. We're probably going to have more than one WIP Chat while working on this kit. But I think I was able to do confetti while talking, which is good because we can keep moving forward with this kit from a WIP Chat standpoint. So thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. And as always, happy placing. Bye, 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 bye.